What's up, everybody?
Hey!
This is the weekly GameOctane podcast. We're going to be talking about news, games, more games, stuff we're happy about, stuff we hate, everything, basically. But this is the first episode. This is episode number 1 of the, for right now, untitled GameOctane's news podcast.
Yeah.
I'm 16-Bit Bear, at 16_Bit Bear on Twitter. You can call me Matt. That's my name. With me is, if you want to introduce yourself.
That's right. I'm Ryan, guys. You know me from GameOctane.com and various other platforms, but it's good to be here. I'm glad we get to talk about some of the news that came out this week and a little bit last week. It's going to be fun. I'm excited.
So usually we're just going to start the show kind of chill. We're just going to kind of talk about kind of like the games that came out this week, the big stuff. Some of the big things that came out this week, obviously, Lawbreakers. Have you been playing Lawbreakers at all?
I haven't.
No.
Hopefully soon I'll be able to get a copy. Just haven't had time this week. But, I mean, I've been hearing some pretty positive stuff for it. I mean, multiplayer only. So I think, a lot of the websites are just waiting to see how servers are acting for a long period.
Yeah, I heard the
PS4
had some issues at launch. They were having some issues.
Yeah, they did. Got a patch out fairly quickly, and they even offered like a little loot box thing.
Oh, did they really? I didn't hear about that.
Yeah, so it was kind of cool. So they seemed to have gotten it done, or fixed pretty quickly.
That's good. And then after that, we had Hellblaze: Susuna's Sacrifice.
Dude, I have been hearing incredible things about this.
Yeah, nothing but good things.
Right.
I mean, Jim Sterling, did you watch his video? I know he ripped it apart, but he had some game-breaking bug issues, but then he came back and he kind of changed his tune, and he said he feels bad.
I totally missed that, but at least he came back and changed it.
It was pretty good. No, but I mean, I'm super pumped for that game. Another game I definitely want to play. I heard it's only about 8 hours, so it's not like a huge time investment.
Right.
And then we have Batman, the Enemy, and these are all both on PS4, PS, and PC. And then Batman Enemy Within, that's on all your platforms, your Android, your iOS, your Mac, your PC, your PS4. Have you played the Batman Telltale game?
I played the first episode, and it was a lot of fun. I got to see it kind of the beginning at E3 2016, so that was pretty awesome. They made the setup look like the Batcave. It was really amazing. Cool. Like, you walk into Wayne Manor, and then a secret door opens, and then you're in the Batcave. And on the big screen, they played like the first 10-15 minutes of it.
And was that the Enemy Within, or was that the?
It was the very first one. For
the first season of Batman.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. But if you go on YouTube, Kind of Funny Games, they played through the entire first episode, and they had Troy Baker on there, and Anthony. Oh, his last name's escaping me, but who plays the Joker.
Oh, okay.
So they had both of them on there. They're chatting it up. It was pretty cool. So, nice. And that's another one that's getting like really good reviews. So, yeah, that's another one I got to add to my list.
I'm gonna play through that because. Like some of you may know, Sunday nights I try to stream like the Telltale story games. And right now I'm working through Walking Dead, but I'll get to Batman, so hopefully we'll play through that. But then
do it.
Yeah, then we have a Graceful Explosion Machine on PS4 and PC. That game was also on the Switch a while ago. I don't know if you picked it up for your Switch. It's super fun shoot 'em up. I highly recommend it for your Switch. I mean, it'd probably be just as fun on PC and PS4, but the portability aspect is awesome for the Switch on that one.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, super colorful, great game. I liked it a lot. And then I think Jason might be pumped for this one, but the Mega Man Legacy Collection, that's on PC, buddy. PS4, and Xbox One. Not a Mega Man guy, so I don't know too much about that, but I know a lot of people are excited.
I'm terrible at it. Mega Man, I'm so bad. So I'm probably not going to play this one because I'll get frustrated and angry. Yeah. But it's still, it's Mega Man. There's so many people that love it.
Yeah. And then another game that came out that caught my eye. This is something I kind of want to talk about a little bit. It's called Icy. It's ICEY. Oh. It's for PS4 and PC. It's a kind of like Metroidvania side-scroller type thing, but the narrator will kind of tell you what to do, but you don't know if he's like helping you or trying to hinder you. So you're kind of always questioning yourself, like. He'll tell you, hey, go through that door, and then you go through that door and you get attacked by a monster, but then you also find good gear, so maybe he was helping you. It sounds really interesting. I believe it's an early access title, but if it's on PS4 now that I think about it, it's probably not an early access title.
It might be done.
Yeah, It sounded really cool. I'm not sure how good it is. I haven't played it, but it's something I definitely want to pick up maybe sooner or later and try out.
Yeah, interesting. I'll have to look it up. I haven't seen much about it, so that looks awesome.
Yeah, I caught my eye on Steam when I was looking through the games that came out on Tuesday, and then so these are all the games that came out on Tuesday, and then I think today, or not today, was it Tuesday or Thursday? Severed on the Switch came out, and Severed's been on.
Yes.
What was that? Is that on PS4? No, or PSP.
PSP. PSP.
Yeah, I don't know.
I believe the Vita.
The Vita, and I think it's on iOS as well. But that's a cool game, also. And then Friday you have The Escapist 2 coming out on Xbox One, and I know you're super pumped about that.
Super pumped.
Yeah,
Ever since I saw it, man, I just, drop in and out multiplayer. Like, that's just the best thing they could add to that series. So
I would love to watch you guys do like a Escapist 2 playthrough, like maybe you and whoever, Jason or whatever. I don't know who you played Escapist with, but because didn't you guys say you had a video of it or something? Or
yeah, we're working on getting a preview up.
Okay, that's what it is.
Here sometime as soon as we can. But man, it's so far it's pretty incredible. So
see, I could not get into the first one at all.
Oh, really?
I tried, and I don't get the game. Like, I don't get what the hell I'm supposed to be doing. Like,
yeah, dude, you gotta escape.
I don't know. It's just, I always get like soap, and then I undo the screws, and I go through the gate, and they find me, and I get in trouble. I don't know. It was just.
Did you drop the soap?
A few times, yeah. And then
Matthew!
It was bad. It was bad. But yeah, so I think that's most. Not everything. Maybe we missed a few things, but that's the big titles that I thought we definitely should talk about, or at least that I'm excited about.
And can we just add that it's another amazing week? I mean, This year has been insane in terms of games. I just might, rest in peace, my backlog. It's been insane, and it's only going to get better as we get towards the end of the year. So, but yeah, other than that, I mean, yeah, great week of games so far. Yeah, I'm sure there's about 50 million early access games that came out on PC that we could scroll through, but
yeah, I mean,
we ain't got time.
Paragon. I don't know if you play Paragon, but I know for people who played Paragon, I guess there was a huge update for that game.
Yes.
I don't follow Paragon, but I know a lot of people were excited about that.
That's right. I hopefully they got their issues figured out. I guess on launch, on launch, like hour-long wait times, and to get in the game, and they kind of botched that a little bit. But what are you gonna do? Yeah,
so those are what came out. So you were talking about your backlog. So what have you been trying to get through? What have you been playing this week? Like, what have you been doing?
I try to throw on a game. I was playing some Super Cloud Build, which is really fun.
That game is so good.
Yeah, it's free running, but in these huge levels. So you think it'd be like a basic platformer, but no, I mean the levels go all over the place, and there's a rush mode that is really cool. You just try to get from one end to the other as fast as you can. So if you don't like that type of stuff, if you go on YouTube, there's a lot of videos out of people doing the rush mode, finishing levels in like 10, 15 seconds, and it's just insane how they're bouncing off walls and wall running and things like that. Nice. And then I try to go to the other games, but then I get sucked back into Fortnite, which is really, really fun. Yeah. And we're going to talk about that later, Fortnite and just kind of the model that they're doing right now. But there's good gameplay so far. There's still some stuff that they can fix, and they will since it's early access. But other than that, I mean, I've been just going back to that. Yeah. What about you? What have you been playing?
Man, with my game ADD has been really kicking in. I have not know what I've been wanting to be playing. But I jumped back to Fantasy Life on the 3DS because I've been getting really hyped about Re-Legends, but I guess we'll talk about that later. But but I mean, I've been playing a lot of Fantasy Life. I've been playing I've been trying to get through Yonder Chronicles because I'm trying to get something written up for the review. And nice. It's a cool game, but it's a hard game to get into. You got to be in the right mood to play it. Mm-hmm. And man, I haven't been playing a lot, but I mean, I've been trying to find a good mobile game too, just something to play while I'm like, in between, work or whatever. But a lot of Fantasy Life, which is one of my favorite games. I've been playing a lot of Kingdom Hearts because that's my favorite game of all time. So I've been trying to get through that.
Yes.
God, what else have I been playing this week? I had a whole list in my head, and then I totally forgot because I.
Have you tried Sundered yet?
Sundered? No, So I keep trying to start Sundered.
Yeah.
And have you started it?
Not yet. I thought I saw you. Might have tried to start it on PS4.
Tried to start four times. It's not that it's bad or anything. No.
Okay.
It's just like how the game starts is like you're in like a sandstorm, and your guy's like walking, and he's walking all slow, and you have to do that for like probably like 10 seconds. But the mood I've been in is just been like, I'm just like, nah, fuck it, dude. I can't. I just want to play something. I just want to get in this game.
Yep.
It's like, but it's so beautiful and it's so good. Like, I mean, because I played the alpha and whatever, because I backed it on Kickstarter, so like everything I say, you know, whatever. But like, I mean, I really liked the game. I backed it on Kickstarter, and I played like the alphas and stuff they did with it, and I had a lot of fun. But it's just one of those games like I sit down and play, and I'm like, I need to play this when I'm in the right mood, when I just want to like relax and play a game. And like, I haven't had a lot of time this week, so everything has been like quick bursts. Like I just got done playing some Diablo 3 with my buddy who came over, and like that, I've been trying out the Necromancer in that game, and like that's super fun.
Oh, okay.
But, yeah, I've been playing a lot of stuff that's like really easy to jump in and jump out, like Final Fantasy 15, or 14, not 15. I've been jumping into that. You know, I'd play like a quest or two, I'd jump out. But gosh, what did I play on PC just the other day? I was gonna talk about this, and now I forgot.
Everything.
Yeah, basically, I try to play a little everything, but
nice.
Yeah,
nice. So, and I know you've been playing tons of games, but we're only at the beginning of the month. So, what are you hyped about for the next, couple weeks? What's coming out soon that you're really hyped about?
What is coming out soon? Oh man, so I didn't know this, but I forgot that Mario and Rabbids is coming out the end of this month.
Yes,
and
sir.
I'm really pumped for that because, like, I mean, that's XCOM. That's XCOM on the Switch, and that's gonna be so fun. I'm not an Uncharted fan, so I don't know about that. Yeah, no, I could talk about that game for like hours because Uncharted. Whew, I can't stand those games. I can't.
Wow.
It's always hard for me. It's always hard for me, and people are like, "Man, Uncharted's like one of the best Sony franchises ever." I'm like, God, if that's the best Sony has, like that's, God. But I don't know. Like that's the problem. Like I love Sony stuff. Like I have more Sony games than I do have Xbox games. Like PS4 games, but like I can't get into Uncharted. Gosh, I had a list of what's coming out, and I forgot to pull it up. You go while I pull up this list.
The big game that I'm excited for is Last Day of June, which is just it's just such an interesting. It's more of a narrative instead of like a game. So I did a preview of it a couple weeks back, and I'm just dying to finish it because we could only preview up to like chapter 3, and there's a little bit more to the game. So I'm just kind of like twiddling my thumbs, like please just. Let the game come out so I can finish it. I want to know what happens at the end. So that's the main game that I'm really psyched for. Jason in the Twitch chat says that he wished there was more pre-order incentives for Rabbids. Yeah, I agree. And I'm a little surprised. I mean, it's Ubisoft. You think that there would be more.
What do you need to pre-order? You need a plushie? You need a fucking
skin?
I don't. No,
oh, they gave out at the conference in these little goodie bags. They gave out this sick little like Mario, like this rabbit figurine dressed as Mario.
Yeah, I
with
remember
the big
you showed me that. Yeah.
Dude, that was awesome. We need more of those. We need more.
But yeah, there's some stuff I found. Like I forgot Sonic Mania is coming out in just like 2 weeks, and that looks amazing.
Yes.
It's coming from a guy who hates Sonic. I'm like, man, it looks so good. Like so good.
Okay, I need to open up a Word document with all the games you hate.
Yeah, basically. That you can just probably list every game on there.
It's 40 pages long, and we're done with episode 1 of our podcast now.
No, and then I mean, what else? There's Tacoma just came out, which I'm super hyped to play, but I don't have the time to play it.
Exactly.
It's one of those like I'm gonna give it some time because like I don't want to look at any reviews for it or anything, but I know it hasn't really been like reviewing too hot, and like Gone Home is one of my favorite games of all time. It's on the top 10 there, so it's like. I don't want to play Tacoma and try to hold it up to that standard and then just be disappointed. So I'm like, I don't know. I'm just gonna be like, just hang back a little bit.
Exactly. Jason suggests that we do make some kind of list of just the good games that you like. So
yeah, I mean we can do that. I mean, Kingdom Hearts, Gone Home. That's about it. Like I don't know.
Hey, two. You know what? No.
Hey, Rhyme.
There you go.
Game of the year right there. That game is so good. Like,
I can't wait.
Yeah, I'm so pumped for that to come to the Switch. I mean, I bought it on PS4 because I reviewed our copy and then I had to go out and buy it. Like, I was like, I'm gonna have to go buy my own copy. Like, and I wanted to put that in the review just to let people know that like I'm not just hyping this game up. I fucking love this game, and I have that copy pre-order, the Switch copy pre-order at GameStop because I'm so excited for that game. Like, it's
dude. November. I think November is when it comes out.
November 17th, I think they said, and I was like, oh man, I just want it so soon.
Well, I think you know what, we have a ton of news to talk about. Yeah, guys. So for you guys, this is our first episode. We want to spend some time looking at the big stories of the week. Our goal is to do this podcast once a week. So we have a list of some really interesting stories. Of course, it's gaming. There's always big stories to talk about. So let's dive into it. Matt, what's the first story you wanted to talk about?
So, I mean, the first one I would like to talk about is the Final Fantasy XIV. They have exceeded 10 million worldwide active, not active players, but players, worldwide logins. So that's a lot for an MMO, especially, that's a lot for any game. I do think Stormblood is, that expansion has rated really well. I haven't played any of the content, but I know it got me back into the game. I bought a 6-month subscription and I've played probably like 20 minutes over the past 2 weeks. You know what I mean?
Oh, okay.
But it's one of those where I love what they're doing with the game. So I'm going to support them. I'll give them $50 every 6 months or whatever. Cause I think, they're going to put the money to good use.
Yeah.
But yeah, they're talking about how they've exceeded the 10 million cumulative players as of today. So I know that's not active users. That's not, current subs or whatever. I think it's hard. They don't release that information, but I think there was a website that had like a tracker or whatever, and they think it's around 450,000 or somewhere around there. And that's a really good number for an MMO.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think it's good. And then there's also a free trial they're offering. Just want to let people know if you do want to jump into Final Fantasy, there's a free trial. You can go to their website. You can find a free trial. You can play. I think it's up to level 35. You can access all the content, all the classes, all the jobs. And there's no restriction on playtime or anything like that. So you just play it up to 35.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, that one's pretty cool. That's what I thought.
Not bad.
And then, then there's the, I thought you guys might appreciate this one, the Nintendo World Championship.
Yes.
There's not too much information about it now, but in New York on October 7th, they're going to have the Nintendo World Championship. They haven't really announced what's going to go on. But it sounds amazing.
Oh yeah, as long as there's a Power Glove involved, I'll be down.
Yeah,
totally
and then you guys might, because maybe not you personally, but I know Jason and them. They're in the Bay Area, so they're having qualifiers, 4 weekends, 8 locations. August 19th and 20th in New York and San Francisco. August 26th and 27th, Chicago and LA. September 2nd and 3rd, Minneapolis, Dallas, and September 9th and 10th, Seattle and Miami.
Right.
So that just sounds awesome.
And it's interesting that the article said that it's at Best Buy stores.
Yeah.
And I wonder if Best Buy had to pay some kind of exclusive deal to have them come to the stores for qualifying events, or if they just offered. I thought that was kind of interesting.
Well, didn't Best Buy didn't they have the preview events with the Wii and stuff where
I think
it was exclusively Best Buy. So I think Best Buy has kind of a partnership with Sony.
Yeah, or Nintendo.
Yeah. Or sorry, what did I say? Yeah, Sony. Sorry, I was looking at something else.
No, you're good, man. You're good.
But I don't know. I think it's crazy. I think it shows that Nintendo's kind of going more with the consumer-facing model where they want to actually not shit the bed this time, and they understand that they're the Switch is selling well. It's nobody can find one. Everybody wants one. I think that they're going to do things like this, and they're really going to bring that consumer hype back up. Where they're not going to sell 43 million units or whatever like the PS4, but I think the Switch is probably my favorite console right now, even though I haven't turned it on in 2 weeks.
Oh yeah,
it's one of those where I love it, and I want to buy things for the Switch over any other system because I love the portability of it. I love the everything about it. And I think it's good that Nintendo's doing that.
Absolutely, it'll be fun. Esports is huge now, so any event is going to be amazing. So that's awesome. Well, Nintendo was in the news for something else as well.
Something not so customer facing. Yeah.
So as many of you guys may have read already, there was a bit of not controversy, but just some confusion about the amiibo support for Metroid, the Samus Returns. So there were some issues with the what exactly unlocks. So in an article from US Gamer, they did clarify a little bit. So you have your standard mode, right? Obviously, standard playthrough, you don't need an amiibo for that. Then that unlocks a hard mode. You don't need an amiibo for that. However, you will need an amiibo if you want to unlock the fusion mode. Whatever that is.
I guess it's harder than hard mode.
Oh, okay, gotcha. Yeah, and there's a fusion armor or something.
Yeah, you get a skin with it too.
Oh, you see. Well, see.
I guess I don't play Metroid. I mean, so Hope can kill me now, but like, I don't know. I guess Fusion is like I think there's a Metroid Fusion game, so it's an exclusive set of armor from that game or something.
Oh, okay, yeah,
But
yeah. That makes more sense. So yeah, there was some confusion. I mean, so it's not going to do like what, let's say, the Amiibos did for Breath of the Wild, which there was all kinds of Amiibo support for that. But at least you can unlock, at least that armor and the fusion mode. I mean, the Amiibos for the Metroid look awesome.
Yeah.
They look really, really nice. So it's amazing.
They do some things though, kind of like Breath of the Wild. There was in a video, actually, kind of funny video. Now that we're talking about it, did you see that one where you can unlock tanks and stuff for your health, and you can, but that's any of the Samus Amiibos. That's not exclusively those ones from the new Metroid.
Oh, right, okay. Oh, that makes sense. All right, should we keep going?
Yeah, definitely. Which one do you wanna go to yours or?
So,
I know you.
Yes.
Yeah, you had this one posted, so I'll let you take it.
I had a couple of them. So, there was, some news that the Shadow of War, so Middle Earth Shadow of War, is going to have loot boxes and microtransactions. Are you a fan of microtransactions, or do you care about them at all?
So, okay, let me start off by saying, no, I don't care. Like, I mean, if they want to be in the game, that's fine.
Yeah.
My thing that pisses me off is when you either make me like miss out on something integral, like for the game, or like you pad the game with bullshit because you want me to spend $20 to unlock this pack that's going to do whatever the game's going to do over this 24-hour period or whatever. But like, I like not like them, but like I understand them. Like, the way I look at the way I spend my money on video games, I mean, I'm the guy who buys a $150 early access pack to a game because I'm like, I want to support these people. I believe in the vision they have. So when Shadow of War is like, yeah, they're going to have microtransactions, I was like, I fucking love Shadow of War. Like, I love that, the first one. I love the Middle Earth games. I love Lord of the Rings. I'm a huge dork. Like, I want to play this game. Mm-hmm. I'll give you as much money as you want. Just keep making these damn games. Like, you know what I mean? Like, but then when I got a little kind of like a bad taste in my mouth when they talked about how like, well, the war chest, I think they were called, you can unlock better orcs, and then those orcs you can put your citadel online.
Yes.
And it's like, well, I'll buy fucking war chests. I'm just not going to do any of that then, because like I hate when you go on like mobile games like Clash of Clans or whatever.
Yeah.
It always sucks when you go and like you go to join, like you try to fight some dude and he has like everything like leveled up because he sits there and he charges $100 to his credit card every day because he's playing Clash of Clans. Like, that's not fun.
Right.
So that turned me off a little bit. I mean,
yeah. And here's what the article said. So this from GameSpot. An important aspect of the Nemesis system now comes in forging, customizing, and leading your own army of unique orc followers against the fortresses of Mordor. Right. We kind of saw that in the trailer and gameplay.
Yeah, that 12-minute Xbox One or whatever they did was really good.
Yeah, it was awesome. There are different ways to do this, including dominating orcs by exploring the vast open world and encountering them as part of the orc society, or players can acquire orcs and other items through the market, which is the in-game store. And again, they can buy loot chests, which can contain gear, your basic weapons and armor.
That's gear for your main character. That's single-player stuff. It's not going to be gear for online stuff.
Correct. Now, the war chests, exactly what you just said, provide orc followers of varying rarity to help forge a strong army. There's XP boosts, which I'm not a big fan of, but I get it. And of course, you can bundle everything together for probably a very low price.
Yeah, right. That's gonna be their $49.99 price. And my big thing is like, am I gonna get a discount? Like, if I buy the season pass, are you gonna give me a discount on all these war chests? Like, you better. Right. Or like, I just won't buy your damn season pass. Like,
correct.
I mean, I want to know like stuff like that. I mean,
yeah,
I wasn't burnt by that when they announced that. I was like, who cares? Like, I think the people who freak out about stuff like that, like, then don't do it. It's not for you. Like, you're not missing anything out on the game. Like,
right.
I don't get why people have an issue with it. The XP boost, they could be like, oh man, you could spend $50 and you could be level 100. Like, it's a single player game. Like, we're not going up against each other. And if you don't want to do that online, like, it's basically Metal Gear Solid 5, the mother base thing. I don't know if you played Metal Gear Solid 5.
I've seen it.
Yeah, so basically you set up your base and then you go online and you can like upload it to online. You have people try to attack it. Like, just don't do it then. Like, I mean, in Metal Gear Solid 5, I never played that part because I was like, that's stupid. I don't want to do that. Like, I don't know. I don't think everything has to be competitive. And I think when people do have an issue with it, it's like, I just don't get where they're coming from. They're like, oh, I'm already paying $60 for your game. Well, you don't have to pay for the microtransactions.
Right. Yeah, you really don't. You really don't have to. And it's almost gotten to this point where it's just the idea of paying money for extra things is just bothering people. I don't know. It's 2017. They've been doing microtransactions for years now. Yeah. It's gotten kind of like, hey, it's there if I need to buy or if I want to buy something, and I don't have to do it.
And like, I'm surprised because like I was recently, I forgot to talk about this. I was playing Warframe this week, and I was having a lot of fun with Warframe. Like, I don't know if you played Warframe, but it's really cool. They have this weird fucking level upping system where once you hit the maximum experience for level 0 to 1, you have to do a trial. And if you pass the trial, you become level 1. You get a bunch of experience. Okay, you can get level 2, but you have to pass a trial. Well, my buddy was trying to boost me. Because he's max level in the game. So he was helping me out, boosting me. I hit level 1. I hit enough experience to go to level 2, and I go to do the trial, and it's like, oh no, sorry, this is locked for 24 hours. And I was like, oh, okay, let me just get out my credit card. I'll pay you guys $5 to do it. The game was like, no. It's hard locked for 24 hours. That's the shit that confuses me. I'm like, I would give you like 99 cents right now. I'd give you $5 right now. I would pay you $20 if you never lock me level up again. Like, I would give you more money if you did. Like, so that's the shit that confuses me. Yeah, it's weird that Shadows of Mordor, a single player focused game, has microtransactions.
Right.
Does it throw me off? No. I think it's weird when a free to play game like Warframe doesn't have stuff that like doesn't like monetize things properly. Like, that's confusing to me. But
I don't
know. I think microtransactions are here to stay. I think people have to get used to them. Yep. I think sooner or later developers are going to understand that, hey, we can drop our game price by $10 and sell the game for $49.99, sneak in microtransaction, and we're going to have a longer tail. We're going to sell more, we're going to make more money because we're going to sell digital shit, which is to cost us nothing to make, basically.
Yeah. Absolutely, that's such a really good point. I'd like to see them try it at least with a game.
Yeah.
See what kind of the profit margin is that, but that would be really interesting to do.
Yeah.
So this week, I don't know how much of your Xbox One you play.
I turned it on today and it wouldn't load, so I just turned it back
sweet.
off.
Nice. Okay, good. Way to go, Xbox. So this week, as you probably know, the Xbox has a preview system that you can be involved in getting updates early to kind of test it out, give feedback, things like that. So the Alpha Ring insiders got a taste of the new dashboard update. Okay. Now, I don't know. I mean, for me, I've been playing Xbox forever, so the dashboard is not a problem for me. I can navigate.
Wait, are you serious right now?
No, yeah, I am. I think
the Xbox One app, like, because I'll be honest, PlayStation fucking sucks.
Yes,
with their cross media bar. I don't think that's a good system. I don't think Switch has a good system. I think Xbox is my biggest problem. Is so fucking slow.
It is. Yes. No. Yeah.
I have 326 games on my Xbox hard drive, like, and my USB drive, or whatever, hard drive.
Too many.
I hit my games and apps, it will not load the pictures for like 5 minutes. Like, I have to go to the bathroom, go make a sandwich, like, come back and be like, okay, what games do I have? Like, it's so annoying, dude. Like,
man,
it's ridiculous.
You gotta delete some games. I got maybe 109 on my dashboard on my hard drive, and yeah, it loads up in about like 5 seconds.
That's unacceptable. 5 seconds is unacceptable.
Look at the chat. Delete some games.
Delete some.
It's saved the download history. You can re-download it if you want.
Yeah, but then I want to play. You know how I play games? I jump and I play for 5 minutes. And I jump out. So like I can't delete a game because then I'm like, oh, I want to play. Like tonight, I was like, I want to play Titanfall 2. I forgot I own that game. I went to install it. It's like 36 gigs.
Yes.
And I'm like, oh my god, dude. And it's gonna take like an hour and a half to download. I was like, are you kidding me? Like I'm gonna be done with wanting to play games in an hour and a half. Like I don't understand. I don't know. But,
well, good news for you.
Yeah,
hopefully is that all the feedback that's coming back right now. I mean, there's bugs because it's the Alpha Ring, but a lot of good feedback so far. And
I'm seeing
it seems to be faster. So that's kind of the big thing.
It looks pretty nice.
Yep, and you can make it more customizable. That's kind of the big changes that you can do. Customize your homepage, which is nice. They updated really just the guide, how to navigate through the guide. So I'll be excited to see it. I think I'm on the third ring, so I'm not gonna get this until maybe a month or two if I'm lucky. But hopefully the good things will keep going with that, and it'll be better.
I don't know. I wish all the systems would just go to like PC and just let me have my desktop and just let me place the shit where I want it, and like you don't have to have like these pages upon pages of like the Xbox. And people always complain about the Xbox having ads. Like, do you even notice the Xbox has ads, or am I the only one that doesn't notice?
Oh, I mean, I know where the spots are. It's always on the front page on the right hand side, and there's two boxes always have ads, and I just forget.
Why does it matter?
I don't know.
Okay, I don't know. It's whatever.
It's like it's a shock. Like, oh, they're trying to make money. Oh
my god.
Oh lordy lord. Yeah, it doesn't matter. It is what it is. We got to remember that. Well, let's rapid fire through some of these other stories if you're cool with that.
Definitely. Definitely. So I'll just go through there are a few of them are mine. These next two I'll just go through quickly.
Yeah.
So No Man's Sky, I know with all its shit that's been going on, there's supposedly a new update. I haven't played it. I actually just installed it today and messed around a little bit, and I'm like, wow. There was the Foundation update and the Pathfinder update. Those added crazy amounts of stuff: base building, survival mode, creative mode, new ships, new vehicles. Well, there's a new update now coming. It's called the Atlas update. And the Atlas is kind of like the god class of the game. The Atlas is like, the Atlas stones and all stuff, whatever. So, or no, I don't think that's what the update's called. No, the Walking Titan was the ARG. Regardless, whatever, the ARG has led to the new update. They talked about the new update, and it's called Atlas Rises. There we go. I knew it wasn't called just Atlas. But there's a lot of hints, and there's stuff that it's going to have maybe multiplayer. It's going to have like portals to transport you, new worlds, new ships, new exploration mechanics, better combat. It sounds like they're actually going to make the game like better. And I mean, they have been making the game better.
So it sounds like they're actually going to make the game that they promised, or that at least that's what they kind of showed. Okay.
Which I have to give Sean Murray and Hello Games credit for. Like, they came out, they overpromised, under fucking delivered, and then they put their heads down and they got to fucking work, because those past two updates have added crazy amounts of stuff, and they're doing this for free. And I understand you know it's not free. We paid for the game. We should get what we get. Paid for, whatever. I think that people are super entitled. But whatever, like, I think you pay for a game and you're not entitled to any of it, but whatever. I'm not going to go on that tangent. Like, but yeah, no, they put their nose to the grindstone, is that the term? And they
there you go.
They just really they've been cranking out this update, and if this update does add multiplayer, I could see this being a game I play like with my buddies all the time, because I love sci-fi stuff. I love I was just playing today a little bit before we jumped on here, and it's super relaxing, just flying around, mining and doing whatever. But so that's No Man's Sky. Yeah, new update. Definitely check that out.
Yeah.
PS4 and PC.
And for me, it just in my opinion, there's two ways you can go when you get that much negativity through the media. I mean, they got blasted when it came out. Like, I almost figured they would just kind of leave it alone, be like, hey, it's a failure, we're not going to mess with it anymore. But the fact that they're still updating the game, I mean, that's got to count for something.
Yeah.
So I agree. I'm excited. I mean, I'm hopefully, I think there's a pretty small fan base that are still playing it on a regular basis. So
yeah, I mean, it doesn't have that that many concurrent players on Steam. I know Steam Spy isn't super accurate all the time, but there's enough people playing that that they're at least doing this for the people, and I think this will bring people back. It gets me interested in it again. It made me install the game again. It made me power it on. I'm excited for it.
Yeah, me too. Me too.
Some other things I'm excited for about games that I don't play very much. Final Fantasy 15 is going to add a multiplayer mode, which blows any game that has multiplayer, I think is fucking awesome. But right now you can play the Final Fantasy 15 beta for multiplayer if you have the season pass and you have PS Plus. I think this is a exclusive PlayStation thing. And so I'm not exactly sure what it has, but it looks like there's some bases, and you're running around fighting monsters, and you make camps and you meet up with friends, and there's like quest systems and stuff, but you make your character, and the character looks really customizable, which is really cool. So you're not playing just Noctis. I don't know, I want to say Noxus, but Nox, I think that's Roxas from Kingdom Hearts.
Oh,
Noctis from Final Fantasy. Whatever. I don't fucking know.
Too confusing. Way too confusing.
Yeah. But no, the game looks really cool. Definitely check that out if you have the season pass. And if not, I think you're going to probably be able to get it later, I would assume.
Oh, you got to
But
be
yeah,
able to, right?
yeah, that's just a little update, nothing huge. I mean, well, I mean, the game's a huge update, but we don't need to talk about that. But these are the two news stories I kind of wanted to talk about back to back, where Lawbreakers launch numbers have come out, and they are lower than Battleborn when it came out.
Ooh.
And Battleborn was on multi-platforms and stuff, but
Yeah.
they even talked about how Lawbreakers, from the first beta to the second beta, there was a 40% drop in people that came back.
Whoa.
So yeah, 40% of the players who played, not personal players, but the people who played in the beta, the amount is 40% lower than what played in the second beta. And like it's just, yeah, it doesn't. And it looks like what daily counts are dropping below 1,000 players, and the peaks are going down as the day. So Tuesday, the day after launch, saw a reduction of 300 people at a peak of 2.7. And that's on PC. That's on PC.
Okay.
So, I mean, that's.
And maybe some issues with the launch on PlayStation 4, so maybe that might have affected numbers. That's really weird. I mean, I only got a chance to play when they first announced it. So at E3, I got a chance to play. I thought it was fun.
Did you?
I mean,
did you really?
No, I did. I did. Well, and here's the thing. Kind of the classes were a little generic.
Yeah.
Nothing too fancy about them, but I just liked the aerial combat of it. I thought that was kind of fun. So, and I only played like a match. That's how E3 works. They just kind of get you in, get you
definitely.
out. So, and it's surprising because again, it seems to be getting some, fairly solid reviews, nothing major, like, kind of in the sevens and 7.5s and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But that's kind of a bummer. I know.
Is it though? Is it a bummer? Like you don't want?
No, come on, Cliffy B. Don't you want Cliffy B to be successful? Don't you want him to be happy?
I want him to be happy. I want him to be successful. I just think he doesn't have to be such an asshole about it to everybody. He's just so smug that it's kind of like it kind of feels good, like when he's like fucked up. You know what I mean? Like you're like, oh man,
dude, he kind of is. He comes across as kind of a jerk.
He's probably a great guy. Just the way his persona facilitates is probably a little. I mean, he's taking pot shots when he announced the price at Overwatch. It's like, motherfucker, that's a Blizzard game. You're not gonna top a Blizzard game. And
no.
I think Blizzard in this next story kind of came out to crush them. Came out with the fucking guns because the summer update came out or was confirmed for August 8th, and so that's already started. And there's a bunch of new skins. And if you play Overwatch, you know how crazy people are when there's a fucking new skin or there's a new game mode or these updates. People constantly play all fucking day, and this coincided right around Lawbreakers launch. Mm-hmm. I mean, I personally think this was like kind of Overwatch like taking a shot across their bow, like, hey, back off. Like, and I know they're not the same thing. I know one's an arena shooter and one's a Twitch shooter. I get it. Like, I get they're different, but you can say they're different all you want, but they're going to appeal to the same type of crowd.
Right. I think one of my favorite things to come with this is that on Twitter there's a lot of Xbox fanboys that are just so excited that it's not doing well, and they think the reason is because it's not on Xbox. And it's like, no.
It being on Xbox wouldn't change fucking anything.
It wouldn't change a thing. Like, no, child. No. I mean, it's a nice thought, but no, it's not that. I just, Overwatch has dominated, and it will continue to dominate.
Well,
I don't know, if companies want to keep trying to bring out games to tackle it. I think they need to. I don't know. I'm not saying don't make any more of those types of shooters, but man, you got to rethink it because Overwatch has it.
That's
they have it cornered.
Stop making those games because we don't need another class-based, hero-based arena shooter with fucking loot boxes. We don't need that shit no more. Like, it's done. Like, you have Unreal Tournament, you have fucking this. Like, you don't need it anymore. And I don't. Mm-hmm. I think what happened is and another thing that burned me about Lawbreakers is when they came out, they were like, we're going to be free to play. And this kind of ties back to our microtransactions thing. That doesn't bother me. But when you come out and you say, hey, we're going to be free to play, we're going to have microtransactions, and they're like, no, we're actually going to charge you $30.
Yeah.
It's like, wait, why? Like, why did you switch that? Like,
yeah, they reversed it. So now it's going to cost $30, but then the updates are going to be free, or like any new maps and DLC is going to be free. But who knows how long that'll last?
Yeah. I mean, especially with how, I don't think it's selling too poorly, but it's also not selling great. Like, I know this is not, like, words deliver, die by, but the PlayStation Store has 178 reviews for it, and the Hellblade Setsuna has, like, 3 times that. You know what I mean? I think it's over, like, 1,000. So, like, I could be wrong about that number, but, like, I think it's over 1,000. Like, so, I mean, that's a single-player focused game. Those games don't usually, sell as well as a multiplayer shooter. Like, Call of Duty sells way better than a single-player game. But, I don't know. I'm surprised. I'm surprised that the way they marketed that game, the skill as fuck and everything, like, how in-your-face they wanted that game to be, I think that drove people away. I also think that's why it feels so good to a lot of people to watch the game kind of crash and burn, if you will, because, like, the way they tried to market it was like, no, this game's too cool for you. It reminds me a lot of WildStar. If you ever played WildStar, it's an MMO that came out. It's a sci-fi/fantasy MMO, and they were like, our ratings for hardcore raiders, actual hardcore raiders, not these World of Warcraft baby raiders. And the game came out and it fucking failed. And everybody's like, yeah, the game's not fun because it's way too fucking hard.
Yep.
And, like, I thought that was great because it was like, well, like, it's funny because, like, when they run their mouth and they have to eat their own shit, like, it's funny. Like, it's just good to watch, and everybody loves that, so I don't know. Yeah. I feel bad for Cliffy, but it's like, I don't feel too bad for Cliffy B.
I know, right? He's fine. He got that Gears of War money that he saved up, and
exactly.
He's okay. He'll survive. Well, guys, that's it for our news stories. At least they want to glance over. And Matt, do you want to tell them what's next?
Yeah. So our main topic of the show. This is going to be the topic that we go into the deepest, and it's promptly named Elbow Deep.
Elbow deep!
We're going that far into these stories. It's
going
to be our deepest, our deep dive into the topic and whatnot. Mm-hmm. But, so, yeah, I guess you can sum it up pretty well, kind of what the topic's about, Ryan, and we'll go from there.
That's right. And do you want to do both or just one? Because
they kind of tie into each other. Yeah, let's just start with the Fortnite thing, the pay structure like that, and then we can maybe try that. But
perfect. All right. So there's a couple things we wanted to go deep in. All right. First, because I've been playing a lot of Fortnite, the model is really interesting. And if you guys haven't played it yet, it is right now pay for early access. So I know we're used to kind of some access might be free to play and then you pay later when it's finished. But right now they want you to pay to get early access to it. And then next year in 2018, it's going to be free to play. All right. So my question that I wanted to dive deep in was, A, do you think this model is effective? And B, do you think it could be used for other games or other franchises? And then I just to kind of mention, what I mean by paying, the cheapest plan is, I believe, $19.99, right? What about it? Oh, is it 30?
Let me double check. Let me check that real fast.
Yeah, double check that because I know the most expensive, and at least in the PlayStation Store, there is a $110 version, which is absolutely stupid.
It's actually it's $150, but since we have the $40 version, so it's actually $150.
Oh, that just hurts my soul.
But yeah, the base price is actually $40, not $30. It's $40, and it only gets you one hero.
Yes.
Which is what the version we got to review and stuff, which I'm not complaining about it. I'm just saying, like, that's the version we started with. But I personally will be upgrading my pack. So, like, I just want to get that out there. Like, let people know that.
Matthew, no. Don't get that 100.
No, I'm probably not going to do that one. I'm probably just going to upgrade to the $60 one.
Okay. Like, and what I see is you get some more heroes and you get some, llamas.
You get 2 copies of the game to give your friends. So, like, if you can split it with your buddies, it's not too bad.
Okay. Like, I did not see that part. Yeah. I thought it was just like cosmetic crap.
Yeah, you do get a bunch of cosmetic crap, and that's what it is. Cosmetic garbage. But I mean, that's kind of what the game's built on. But yeah, going back to what you were saying, that format. I mean, that format's been around for a while. What is interesting to me is, like, I can't name. Like, I was thinking in my head, I was like, oh, these are good games like Fortnite, but I can't think of another one that is like has been like a pay to play early, then go free to play. Plan, there's a lot of games that I've backed or whatever that I've paid $50 to early access for, and they're like, we're gonna be a buy to play game, and then they turn around, they're like, we're actually pay to play or free to play, and I've had that, but like with Fortnite coming out and saying that, what it reminds me is a lot of those paid betas where they're like, pay us $50 and you can play the beta, or you can play 3 days early, or you can play a week or whatever, and we'll call it a closed beta test and stuff like that. And those kind of always feel a little scummy and sleazy to me. Like
Yes.
Destiny's pre-order the game and then play the beta. Like,
yeah.
I pre-ordered that game regardless because I know I'm gonna get the $100 edition. I want it, whatever. But like, what pissed me off is like a lot of people like fucking around on Amazon and like going into like my local GameStop and like pre-ordering the game, then coming in the next day and being like, oh, I want to cancel my pre. Like that's the shit that pisses me off. And I don't think that helps because it's not a beta test. You're getting every fucking Joe Schmo coming in playing Destiny, and how many of those guys turned around and actually gave feedback? How many people like put on the forums and talk? Like, I think it's really weird. I like that. Like, I was confused with Fortnite because I didn't think they were calling themselves early access because they were like Fortnite launched, and then you load up the game and it's like early access, and I was kind of upset about that because I'm like, you're telling me I just like, I didn't pay for it, but if I was gonna buy it, like I'm paying for not a finished product, and you told me the game launched, and your game is on shelves in stores. Like you can buy this physically for $60 and it's early access. Like that doesn't make sense to me.
Right.
I mean, that doesn't take away from the game. I think the game super fun. When we played, we have a blast.
Oh yeah.
But I think the model is. It works, but I don't think it's. I can't think of a word for it. Yeah, I don't.
I know what you mean. I think, and the key is going to be how they're going to get this game from early access, like they say, when it officially launches. Which, as far as I've read, all I know is 2018. I don't even know when in 2018.
Yeah.
They could be next winter for all we know. So I guess for me, when I play the game, I don't want to say it's complete, but it does feel like there's a lot of content in there, and it's a lot of stuff that it's kind of like, okay, this is the game. So I guess for me, I don't know what they're going to be updating and changing to get them from early access to a final product. So it's kind of silly.
That kind of scares me is the problem.
Right?
Right? I'm liking this game. So am I going to come back in 2 months when I play, and is it going to be like, hey, look at this new update with all this bullshit? And I'm like, wait, what? Like, I don't care about all this. Like, I don't know. It kind of worries me. And it kind of makes me feel like maybe, I don't mean this in a shitty way to Epic or whatever, but I kind of feel like maybe it's underhanded where they're like, well, this is the game, but we're going to continue development for another year. And what we'll do is we'll try to rake in some money by calling it early access, even though this is the finished product. We're going to have people want to play it. And then it's an easy way to write off bugs. It's like, oh, it's just early access. And then a year comes around and they're like, oh, we'll put a little polish on it and we'll say it launches free to play.
Right.
Like, I guess another big issue I have is I didn't know this. Like we got the game for review and I was like, oh, cool, the game's out. And then that's when I started learning about, oh, it's free to play. It's going to be, next year. I didn't know that. And like, I'm not saying I followed Fortnite, but I was kind of like looking at Fortnite every now and then. I was like, man, that game is looking cool. Blah, blah, blah. Like, I'm surprised that like it feels a little underhanded. It feels a little shady that they're not telling, hey, you can pay us, but just for everybody knows, it's gonna be free to play. Like, I don't even know if you go to your website right now, will they even say like it's gonna be a free to play game? Like, do they even advertise that anywhere? Like,
that's a good question. I don't even know.
That's what I'm saying. Like, because it doesn't feel like they're trying to make it like of course they want you to pay for it. Of course they want you to buy it now. Like, and I get that, but that's why to me it feels a little sleazy that they're like, oh, this is early access. This is going to be a free-to-play game, but they don't tell you anywhere. Like, they don't. They don't even... Do they even talk about the game being early access on their website? Right here. Let's see here. Standard edition.
Yeah.
It doesn't even say anything about early access to the game.
Man.
It says you get exclusive Founders Loot Pinata Pack. There's no doesn't even say the game's an early... Like... That's really
good.
Sleazy. Like...
That's good. And you make up a great point. It's like, this is really an excuse where the game could be... I mean, I've seen kind of some bugs and some things that I would love to see some patches for. But, man, they could do absolutely nothing to the game. And then finally, after we spend all this money for early access, just say, hey, it's finished. Now it's free to play. It's just, I'm not a fan. Like, the game itself, I'm enjoying a lot, but we're going to have to see what they're going to add to it. And, man, if they don't start adding some stuff or at least giving us a plan of what they want to do, I think it's going to piss off a few more people.
Well, definitely.
Like a lot of people.
if there's going to be no roadmap, if they're not like, hey, because when I think of early access titles, I think of communication. I think of like, hey, these are the things. Like, I think of Players Unknown Battlegrounds, where every week he's putting up a post of like, hey, this is what we're working on. This is what we want in the game. This is what we're going to put in the game. That's the type of stuff I think of. So it's kind of upsetting to me, like when a game's like I haven't heard, like I don't see Fortnite jumping on Twitter talking to people. Like I don't know, like maybe I'm not looking in the right spots. I don't know, but it's just it's scary. And the problem is the game is so fucking good. It's so good. But it's one of those games like I don't want to recommend to people because I'm like, I want to see what happens in a year and then I want you to play it. Because like it's so good, but are they just, is this the game and is this what we're going to have for the next year? Or do they have content updates? Do they have events planned? Do they have, what's the next expansion pack? Where are we going? Like that's what I want to know. And I guess they could come out tomorrow and they could be like, boom, here's everything, and I'd fucking eat my shoe. You know what I mean? Like, okay, that's great, but like, I don't see that, and I understand Epic's not, the Epic we used to know. They're not the Gears of War guys anymore. They're a smaller studio, so maybe one day maybe a few days from now they'll talk about it. But right now, it's like it's a great game, but the business model is kind of weird, and it's just, and it works. It works for people. Yeah, and I don't dislike that format because coming from a guy like me, I will fucking put down $150 on like I bought Black Desert online when they were like, buy $150, you get all this bullshit, you get to play right now. I was like, fuck it, yeah.
Take my money.
Because the game looked good and I wanted to support them. And I regret that decision to this day because that game turned into craziness. But, I do that with a lot of stuff. Like Re-Legends on Kickstarter, I'm super pumped about. I think I'm backing that for $170. Like, I love that game. I'm getting 2 copies of the game like that. I could talk about that for a while. I mean, that game's totally worth it, but like, it's one of those things where like, I want to back a game because I support you, and that's great. But like, Fortnite hasn't really showed me that like, I want to support them. You know what I mean? Like, I like the game, but the developer, it's like, why aren't you marketing this correctly? Why aren't you talking to me about this correctly? Like, and this is kind of like, okay, so there's a game coming out called Dauntless, and it looks a lot kind of like a Monster Hunter light type of game. It has cartoony graphics and it has armor building. It's basically inspired by Monster Hunter, but you can have your base and stuff. It sounds really cool. I was super pumped about it, and I was gonna back them because it was like $80. Well, not back them; they're not on Kickstarter; they're just their own website. But I was gonna buy the Founders Pack for $80, and it was like you get the earliest access for $80. And I was like this close to doing it, and I don't know why I waited, but I did. And then what happened was I saw a post on Twitter. They're like, "Hey, come join us for our early access beta day or whatever from August 10th to August 18th." And I was like, wait a second. So you want me to pay you $80 for early access, but it's going to be an 8-day event? And see, that's when it's like, okay, I don't support that business model. I don't support the and there was an MMO. I can't remember what it was called. Some fucking weird Korean MMO or some shit. And it was like, hey, come, is like $50 for a Founders Pack. And I was going to do it. And it's like, you get closed beta test. Oh no, it's Skyforge. I don't know if you've played Skyforge. It's on PS4 right now. It's an MMO. It's okay, but whatever. So I backed that, and what pissed me off is like I didn't know this because I'm dumb and I didn't read it, and that's fine. That's my fault. But the closed beta tests were like, oh, we have a closed beta test this weekend, and then 2 weekends from now. So I thought if I paid $50, I got to jump into like the beta. But it's like, oh, you got to jump into the beta. That's gonna happen this weekend, and like that's the stuff that pisses me off. Like that's the kind of early access stuff I don't like. The early access pay for format when like. I don't want to give you my money. I don't want to give you extra money to play like to literally play a beta test. Like you're going to be stress testing your servers. Like, that's the stuff that I think is really gross is when they charge you to beta test their game because they should be quality assurance testing that themselves. They shouldn't pass that on the consumer. But
actually, I'm glad you said that because that actually kind of leads up to our next topic that we want to talk about. But before we get to that, just one last question: what would it take from Fortnite to make you be okay with this model? What kind of update would you want to see? I mean, heroes, no doubt.
Yeah.
You got to have more heroes. Weapons? Would you need more weapons?
It's not even a game, really. It's not even a game that I need more stuff from.
Yeah.
It's like I said, the game to me is like, not a perfect game. I don't want to say it's like a 10, but like I had so much fun that night we played. Like, so, I mean, the game to me is perfect. It's more like the PR and the community management. I want to see them on Twitter. I want to see them going around and like, I want to see them on podcasts. I want to hear them on see them on the front page of Twitch, the guys in Epic Game Studios sitting there playing Fortnite, talking to the community. That's one thing I love about Lord of the Rings Online. It's a fucking dying MMO, but I love it. And what I love watching is when like the guys from the studio are sitting there at their desks playing the game, streaming on Twitch from the Lord of the Rings Online account. That's cool. Like that community engagement is amazing to me. And like that's literally like, Fortnite is a game that like I love, but I do not want to turn on because like I don't know the fucking developers. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah,
it's. I think they need to get like it's Epic, so maybe they don't have Cliffy B no more, so they don't have a front man. But like, they need to hire somebody that's going to get out there and talk about Fortnite and who's excited about Fortnite as the Fortnite players are, and that's what I need from Fortnite. I don't need anything in the game because the game right now is great. Like it's yeah,
it is. It's a lot of fun. No, I agree. Well, this our last topic for the evening. I wrote this down because, and it's interesting that you brought up like quality control because one of the I want to say the video editor for Polygon, Nick Robinson.
I think it's a producer there, or he makes content or something.
Right.
I know him a little bit, but
he a few days ago, actually I'm sorry, last week he shared an article on his Twitter from Polygon talking about the Overcooked port over to Switch. Now, the article, and there's been a couple articles that have been out about it, but I guess the frame rate is just terrible, right? It's just having some issues, so a lot of people are ticked off, and rightly so. You want a good game when you buy it on a different system. But here's what was interesting. He went ahead and he screenshotted an email that he got from the developers. And the developers first apologized for the issues that he was experiencing. And then this is what the email says. In order to help us, could we please ask you a few questions? Whether your Switch is connected to the internet? If so, is it wired or Wi-Fi? Are you using internal storage or micro SD? If it is micro SD, what kind of card is it? Do you have any video of the issue occurring? If you do, can you send it to us? And then he went ahead and he wrote above the screenshot, please record a video of our shitty port being shitty so we can see how shitty it is. So kind of being a jerk about it, but it really brings up an interesting point. Are we expected as consumers to be quality control for these developers? Are we expected to film any things that are going wrong? Are we expected to report everything that goes on? In a way, I think, in my mind, any information that we get helps them out and helps them make a game better. So for me, seeing his attitude about it kind of rubbed me the wrong way. But, I can understand part of it is, obviously he's not going to do like 8 hours of gameplay for the developers and help them with that. But, and looking at the comments on Twitter, a lot of them were pointing out that the Polygon article was kind of vague where, yes, it says there's frame rate issues, but there's no information about what could be causing it.
Well, I'm going to jump in real fast because
do it.
I love Overcooked. I love it on my PlayStation 4. Yeah. I have it on my PC because I got it through Humble Bundle. I bought it on Switch because I love my Switch, and I played with my mom and my wife, and we played for 2.5 hours. Mm-hmm. And I didn't experience any drop of frame rate. So I don't know maybe if it was on later levels. I don't know where it was. But I didn't have any problems. And my mom was playing and she was throwing tomatoes and it was crazy. So I'm not trying to be saying that it didn't happen, but I agree with you. The Polygon article was extremely vague.
Yeah.
I don't think it's too much as a developer to ask, hey, that's hey, my internet's not working, Comcast, and they're like, oh, okay. And they're like, can you tell me what's going on? I'm like, no, fuck you guys. You know what I mean? Like that.
You figure it out.
Yeah, that's just not acceptable. Do I think as a consumer, you have to? No, you don't fucking have to. But don't throw a fit about the game on Twitter like a little baby. And that's my problem. And especially coming from somebody who's in industry. So he is a personality for Polygon. He's not, some random dude on Twitter playing. I think for one, it's super unprofessional. But I get where he's coming from. I get the joke he was making. I think that's another thing. The few things I know about Nick is I know he's not a very. He makes stupid jokes. You know what I mean?
Yes. Yes.
Some very stupid jokes, and it's one of those things where like I could see myself doing some shit like that one day where I just say something fucking stupid and people want to like hold me over the coals for it. I think he should have just been like, just apologize right away, whatever, just got it over with. No, you don't have to. You don't have to, give the developers, quality control. Like I was saying, I don't think you should pay for the opportunity to do it, like in early access games. But I don't think you should be mad that if they ask you for it. I just don't get what his thought process was with like calling them out on Twitter like that. Like, was he going to get people to agree with him? Like,
yeah, well, and especially again, because and who knows if the developers would have emailed a normal Joe Schmo who was talking about it. Maybe they reached out to him because he had some influence. But it's like if you take the time to videotape, a cat falling off of something, don't you have a few minutes to videotape you playing a game?
Yeah.
Like he was so put off about being asked to take a video.
Well, I think it's not too far off for them to expect, like, maybe he was reviewing it for Polygon and he was in a capture bay. And maybe they were like, hey, bud, like, did you have, like, maybe that's what they were trying to insinuate. Because, like, when for some reason in my head, every time a gaming personality is playing, every video game, I assume they're probably playing it and recording it. I know that's probably not true, but you know what I mean? In my head, I assume. So maybe the developer was thinking, hey, maybe he was, maybe he was trying to get some gameplay footage to make some content. Maybe he has the video. Do I think he could answer the questions like, yeah, I'm on an SD card. Yeah, I'm connected to the internet. That's not going to help them hardly at all, but just do it. I do think, you got to think he was probably just making a joke on Twitter, but I think he took it a little too far. That's really not what we're talking about, I know, but just...
No, I agree. And then also I was kind of thinking back, it's like, the Team 17 people are really awesome, so if that was part of it too, I was like,
that's another small team.
Yeah, right?
Yeah, like, it's not... To be honest, like, I get when you're kind of shitty to somebody at EA or whatever, I mean, that's a huge faceless corporation, but, like, these guys, like, they're making their game. Like, these guys and girls are sitting there, and, like, they got 20 people together, and they're trying to get a game out, and they're... especially Overcooked is one of those games. It's like it's going. They're trying to get it everywhere because they know how good it is. So like, help them out when you can. I mean, I'm gonna still sit here to this day and like I haven't experienced any problems with Overcooked. I don't know what people are doing that are experiencing problems with Overcooked. I don't really think there's that many problems on Switch with it. But if people want to say there is, whatever. Like,
yeah. No, I agree with you.
I wouldn't take the time. I wouldn't take the fucking time. I'll be honest. I wouldn't take the time to try to show them. I'm like, no, dude, fuck that. But I wouldn't call them out on Twitter about it. Like,
right. It for me, it would depend on, like, I think I would do it eventually. I don't think at the time I would, because I'd be too mad at the game and be like too pissed off. So I'd probably need a little bit of time, and then it's like, okay, I'll jump back in there and see what I can do. Just because man, there's so many talented developers out there that just want to give us a good product. And, studios close all the time, which sucks. People lose jobs, and that's not cool. So, me personally, I don't mind helping. But, yeah, if it's something that really pisses me off, then they'll have to wait a little bit for a video, because I'm not going to jump in there and be like, yeah, this game pissed me off, I'm going to go make a video of it. It's not going to happen at all.
Oh, God.
Oh, man. Well,
yeah.
Matthew, we went over just a little bit. I
got our timer up. We're a few minutes over, but we're gonna try to keep these around an hour just to make them easier for people to kind of digest. So they're not gonna be 4-hour podcast or anything like that.
That's right.
How we're gonna try to always end the day is with just kind of like some viewer questions when and if we have people that want to ask questions, and then we're gonna try to figure out maybe some fun little lightning round type games to play, like just like quick things, and basically just kind of give our housekeeping and streaming stuff. All that garbage. But does anybody in the chat have questions?
Well, they were talking about Barbie for a while, so they may not have any.
Yeah, congratulations to Jason, our Klutz Leo, at Klutz Leo on Twitter. He is what, 5th?
Yep, top 5.
Yeah, top 5 for speedrunning Barbie. That was really awesome.
I admit I didn't think that Barbie would be at the top of his log to tackle. So
well, I think it's alphabetical order. I think he was doing it.
Oh, okay. I was like, why is Barbie on there? Yeah.
I don't know.
Totally.
But I was gonna try to do those. I was gonna try to do some of that stuff with Jason, because I'm not a speedrunner at all. So like I was like, man, maybe I can try to just to see how awful I am at this. But yeah. But so what do you plan on playing? Like, what do you have any? Your eyes set on anything that's that you are going to try to play the next week?
So in the next week, and don't hate me, people, I have never played Last of Us, so I'm going to jump in and start it. at some point in time this week. So I'm really excited about that. Sundered, I got to start playing as well and get that going. So, for you, are you going to like jump through 10 to 15 games?
Probably. Yeah.
Good man.
I have no plans on any game to play. But yeah, maybe I should play a little Sundered, and maybe we can talk about it next week, and maybe kind of talk about how.
Perfect.
I'll try to do that.
That'll be our homework.
But then, yeah, I mean, so you'll see us here next week on Thursday at 9 a.m. PST.
Yep, 9 p.m. 9 p.m. Pacific Standard.
Did I say a.m.?
You did a.m.
I'm sorry. I always do that. 9 p.m. PST.
Correct.
And then
and then just a couple things. If you do have any questions for us to talk about, hit us up on social media. We do have a contact section on our website, GameOctane.com, so you can send us an email. You can, we're again on Twitter. I'm GameOctane Ryan, and then 16-bit Bear.
16_bit Bear.
Yes.
Somebody has my official name.
Jerks. You should go report them so you can get that back.
I should.
Dude, tweet us any questions you have or any things that you want to talk about for next week's podcast. We'd love to talk about it.
Actually, when's next week's podcast?
Thursday.
The 17th.
Yes.
Okay. So we may not be doing a podcast next week on the 17th. I forgot to talk about this. This is one thing I was going to bring up. I will be down in Indianapolis for Gen Con.
That's next week.
Board game D&D convention. So I'm going to be down there for Gen Con. Right. So if you guys want to see anything at Gen Con, let me know. I'll try to check it out. I have some interviews set up, so I'm kind of excited for that. But I'm going to take my wife's laptop down, and maybe I can try to get a streaming set up, and we can do a podcast, and I can talk about what I'm doing at Gen Con.
Perfect.
But yeah, that's next Tuesday. So
if not,
Thursday, sorry.
If not, we'll get one of the other GameOctane guys, and we'll keep it going. So yeah, our plan, guys, once a week we're going to be doing this, giving you guys some news and discussion. We'll be on Twitch.tv, and then we'll post the video later if you can't make it in the evening. Any streaming that you're going to do?
Yeah, Friday. I'm going to do every Friday, hopefully. I'm been doing Final Fantasy Fridays. Right now I'm on Final Fantasy 3, and Sahir, I guess, caught up with me. He got on his iPhone while I was playing, and he caught up to where I am. I'm doing a blind playthrough of all the Final Fantasy games, and I've finally got through fucking 2. 2 was the worst fucking game I ever played in my life. So I'm on 3 right now, and I'm loving it. And then Sunday, hopefully we'll get back to every Sunday I want to do a Telltale game, not just a Telltale, but those story-based games, because Sundays are Game of Thrones days and stuff like that. So I want you guys to have some good story content to watch. So hopefully we'll be doing episode 2 of season 1 of The Walking Dead. My problem is Sundays have just been really, really hectic for me, so I've been not falling through on there. But yeah, every Friday we're doing Final Fantasy, hopefully Sundays, and then every Thursday you can catch us here doing our podcast.
Okay, perfect. And hey, if you guys want to see me stream Last of Us, let me know, and I'll jump on. I'll show you guys. You'll probably see me cry or something, because it's brutal.
Oh, God.
So thank you so much for all you guys who jumped in on the chat. Thank you to all our followers on Twitch, which is really awesome. We got 25 so far. We're working towards 50. That's our goal. If you like this and other content and other streaming content, please follow us, like us on Facebook, follow us on Twitter, follow us on Twitch.
Share us around. Have people have your mom make a Twitch account. Just do
it. Yo mama, do it. All right. We really appreciate you guys, sticking with us. We hope you enjoyed this podcast. Again, any questions that you want us to talk about next week, let us know, and we'll put it on the schedule. All right.
Yeah. See you guys. You guys have fun.
That's right. See you guys. See you next week.
Bye.